we all have our lists, you know what I mean? Like even guys,
Mhm.
like I said, I got guys on my list that I didn't see. I don't really value the old time guys like Wilt and Bill Russell because I just felt like the consistency of the league, they weren't really going against like it wasn't competitive like that. There really wasn't that many top guys, you know what I mean? So I kind of look past them, but I agree with you in the sense that, Jordan for me is not my GOAT. To me, Jordan is not the greatest of all time, and I catch slack about this. But my go-to thing all the
Time.
time is I'm going to say if I'm going to judge an individual player, I cannot talk about team accolades. I cannot say, "Oh, this guy won 6 championships. This guy only won 4. He's better." That can't be the case if we're talking about who is a better individual. So for me, my number 2 is Michael Jordan, and my go-to argument always all time was that the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2009, 2010 won 61 games with 21 losses. Granted, they lost in the playoffs to the Boston Celtics, and then LeBron leaves. LeBron leaves, they go on the next year to win 19 games, 19 and 63 without LeBron, still having the same rest of the team. Nobody else core left, right? You look at the 1993, 1992 Bulls, where Michael Jordan goes out, wins 57 games. They win the NBA title, granted. Okay, they got a great team. The next year, without Jordan, same team without Jordan, they go on and win 55 games in a tough Eastern Conference, lose to the Knicks in 7, who lose to the Rockets in 7. So you're going to tell me in a 7-game series, it could go either way. The greatest player of all time was not there, and they could have won a ring. So Michael Jordan, to me, is my number 2. I know I went on a little long rant with that.
You're fine.
My number
Yo,
2.
you take it's almost like you took my words out of my brain that I speak. My best friend, he's 40 years old.
Hmm.
And he's like there's nobody better than Jordan. And I'm like, yo, bro, like 6 rings. It's like, yo, bro, you can't. Literally, like you just said, you cannot. And granted, yes, he's a champion, yes, but
Hmm.
you can't use that as the key catalyst to like him. That's a
Yep.
team accolade. That's a team accolade, championships. And then they were good without him. They may have not won the championship, but they were good without him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, and I 100% agree. When LeBron left the Cavs, it was like they were shit.
Ugh. I've never
They
seen
had
anything
like the
like
number
it.
one pick 3 out of the 4 years, and he was
Hmm.
gone. Shit was crazy. I think it was like number one, number 4, and then number 1 again.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
come on, dude. Like LeBron, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I
We'll
was
get
gonna say that's gonna be my number 2 is LeBron. I mean,
Hey,
Mhm.
hey,
I'm an old head. I'm 41. I'm like your boy Vaun that says who he feels is the best.
Mhm.
yeah,
Trust me, it's not easy. And like I fight with my students at school all the time who like only seen LeBron, they haven't seen Jordan, and
yeah,
they come at me all the time and they're like, Jordan's not number one, LeBron's number one. I just feel like if you look at LeBron's like physique, if
Yep.
Jordan had that body, Jordan would have been even better. And I just feel like
yeah,
that LeBron is like a tight end. I mean, the guy's
yeah,
huge, and the technology, right? The way that he can put so much into his body and lengthen his career the way he does. And I just feel like the league's different, right? Obviously, I mean that's the biggest argument. Anybody who puts MJ over LeBron is going to say that the league is like just so soft now compared to when Jordan.
yeah, yeah.
Um, no, I mean, it's like almost like 1A and 1B for me.
Yeah,
Like
it really is such a toss-up argument. Yep.
yeah, and that's going to be everyone. I feel like besides Vaun, who said MJ's number 3, I
Oh
feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
MJ's
that
my
one shot that was.
MJ's my. I know. I
I gotta
smacked the
hear you
world with
too, then,
that.
boy. I gotta hear you too now.
I
So
like
so
I like
yeah. So like just to like kind of like piggyback off of like what Drew just said about the 1A 1B. So like it's kind of hard for me to pick 1 and 2 for this, but I'll just say for the sake of dominance, I'll say this. Kobe Bryant is my number 2,
yeah.
right? And the reason why I say Kobe Bryant is my number 2 and I have him over Jordan is because just like Drew said, like the league changed.
Mhm.
And as the league changed, Kobe was still a winner.
Yep.
And again, I'm showing my age with this, but I'm willing to bet bet the house on it that Jordan didn't play as many good players as Kobe Bryant did. Kobe Bryant played against Jordan. Kobe Bryant played against Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, all these guys, like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all these guys that we all see like now. Even back then, Kobe was able to best those guys. Kobe has, Kobe has 40 plus points on every single team ever in the NBA. It's like a weird stat like that. But the reason why I have Kobe Bryant over Michael Jordan is only because I feel like Kobe played better players.
I like that. I like that argument.
That's literally the only reason why. Now, even as far as like shooting, I feel like Kobe Bryant had a better three-pointer than Michael Jordan. I'm not sitting there saying that Michael Jordan wasn't like he didn't have the better layup package or the better dunk package, because at the end of the day, Kobe Bryant emulated Michael Jordan. But I think in my mind, in my soul, that students are past master.
Yep.
You know,
different
what I'm saying?
times,
like,
through different times, guys aren't free, like you said. You know what I mean?
Kobe Bryant played in that time where Kobe Bryant was he started that, like not started that, but he was a part of the. I'm gonna just call it the resurgence of the shooting guard, where he got drafted in 96. That's Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Penny was already around. Yeah, Tracy McGrady. Like these guys were young. You know what I'm saying? Like before that draft class, like the shooting guard was kind of like, all right, you a shooting guard. This is a big man league. I feel like Kobe Bryant in his class, or like really the class before, because that's like Jason Kidd and all those guys. Like that was like when the guard started to really emerge as like the pivotal point in basketball. Like you wanted to really be a guard rather than a center or a power forward or something like that. Because like when you think about back then, it was always about Kareem and Bill Russell.
It was a big man's game, even going into the 90s, right before Jordan. Yep.
Exactly. Jordan was like by himself, being that alpha as the guard. And then in 96, it kind of changed. And then I feel like when it did change, Kobe was the one that stood on the top of all of that. You dig what I'm saying? So for me, I got Kobe Bryant as my number 2. And like I said before, only because I feel like he played against better players.
Yeah, and like you said before, you know, you watched him Jordan more. You got to see him on the Wizards, and you have to look back and look and see what he was once before, and the quality of the opponent wasn't that. I love the argument. My number 1, I gotta go with LeBron. And I know I catch a lot of shit about this because I've even gone back and forth after watching The Last Dance. I'm sitting there like, Phil, how could you really not go with Jordan right now? You know what I mean? How is Jordan not your GOAT? Going back and forth, fighting with myself. But to be honest, I've never seen one player make a difference and just make everybody better, make shitty players really good. You know, the guys that he had around him, especially when he was in Cleveland, I was blown away, where I was like, wow, how are they winning 60 games with Mo Williams as your number 2 best player? So I couldn't believe what LeBron James was doing. And I've seen it done for so long, 20-time All-NBA. You know, like you said, the body, the guy's a freak. He could just take it to the basket every time. I know his shot isn't the top best shot, but the guy is going to end up being the scoring champion, and he's not even a scorer. We will remember him as a complete basketball player, where he's averaging almost nearly a triple-double, and the guy will go down as the greatest scorer of all time. So for me, number 1, LeBron James. Give me the heat. I want to hear the shit. I want people to get at me in the comments, because I don't care. I think LeBron's my GOAT. He might be a pussy, but the whole mentality now is like everybody. He's a tough guy in today's NBA. In the 90s, it was a different time, and I get that with Jordan. But to me, I just think that LeBron's a tough guy in the nowadays NBA. So you can't get at him about his mentality if he's ever flopping or anything like that.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I think the craziest part too is the expectations for LeBron coming into the league were like so high, and he exceeded all of them. I mean, like he was the golden boy, you know, coming in, and he really did exceed all those, you know, anything that he had, any of that potential, he's like just surpassed. And his basketball IQ is just through the roof, man. Like
Mhm.
he sees shit happening before it happens. Like it's wild. Like he's different. Like you said,
Yeah.
most points, most regular season points. Um, it's hard to compete. Like I could see him, like I said, being 1A, 1B for sure.
Yep.
But my number one's MJ. My number one's there's
That's
not much.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. Hell yeah.
Like I said,
People are going to be like thanking you in the chats. They're going to be like, somebody said MJ, thank
Somebody
you.
said it. Somebody said it.
I mean, I fucking hated him being a Knicks fan. Like, like when he left and played baseball, I was like, thank God, man, get this guy the fuck out of my division. Like, I don't want him in the
He
East
got
Coast.
still fucking lost, man.
I'm like, finally, we have a shot now. But yeah, man, he was just a freak. He was a freak.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't want to lose ever. And like Vaun said before, that's where Kobe got that same mentality that Jordan had. Like Jordan, I mean, you saw it in The Last Dance. He didn't want to lose anything. That's why the guy's a fucking degenerate gambler. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose that. Oh, I mean, it could be fucking tic-tac-toe. This guy's going crazy. So
100%.
yeah, I don't know, man. I have to put MJ at number one. I just
What,
feel like
what
it's one
was
of
that?
everyone has a different argument.
What was that shit from The Last Dance when he was
quarters?
playing quarters with the
Flipping the
dude?
quarters with the guy.
Playing quarters with the dude.
And the guy hits him with the
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, man. Mike is good, man. Oh man. Is on me?
No,
Yeah,
well,
so
one last
that's
thing I
the
want to Vaun. I can't believe people don't have Kobe in their top five. That's what fucking kills me. Is people who disrespect. I think, like you said, I think sometimes like I can put Kobe above LeBron sometimes at number two, just because he was just like different. And like I said, I mean, again, that same argument. If Kobe had LeBron's body, like how insane would he be? He was.
if only one guy could have the body, the king,
that's
it.
it's crazy. Like, because I'm gonna say what I say, and it's kind of gonna roll into like who my number one is. Because I just told you who my number two is, and my number two is actually my favorite player all time. All time. I don't think there's anybody better than Kobe Bryant. That's just me, though. I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. I'm not a Laker fan, but I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. You dig? Wherever, bro. If he would have went to the Spurs that one year, I'd have been a diehard Spurs fan for that time that he was there for. Yeah, no. This was like.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
04, I think 04, 05 or something like that.
Yep.
When that whole shit went down with him and Shaq, like I think he was trying to go to the Spurs, or the Spurs was trying to like acquire him. I'm like, dude, if he goes there, it's up, bro. I'm about to get my black and silver on. Fuck it. But I will say, and I will be like 100% honest. Like, hopefully, my homegirl that sees this, or hopefully, if my homegirl does see this, because even when we were kids, like it was always Kobe or LeBron, Kobe or LeBron, Kobe or LeBron, and I'll be the first to admit that, dude, I hated LeBron. I fucking hated him. Like how Drew just said it, bro. Like, I hated Jordan. I was a Knicks fan. Like, I'm a Kobe fan. I didn't like LeBron James. But as I got older, and I'm like, obviously, you're looking at things a little bit different. Like you watching the game, it's hard not to make LeBron James number one. He's my number one. LeBron James is my number one for the simple fact, man. Listen, just like Drew said, he's been the man. He was expected to do everything that he's doing right now. He was expected to do this. If he would have fell short just by an inch, that would have completely been just like, fuck this dude. He's a bum.
I mean, think about the backlash he got from losing to a Golden State team with Kevin Durant on it. That is the most stacked team I've ever seen in my life. And he got backlash for losing that fucking series.
Forget that, bro. The dude, when they say like, oh, the game changed and yada, yada, yada. Bro, LeBron James been the man since the 90s when you really think about it. LeBron James has been the man since he was 13 years old. LeBron James was born in 1982. 80, 80, 82, 83. He's 40 this year.
Yeah,
And then he's been deemed the chosen one since 1999.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. And a lot of
Since
other people,
1999.
that happens to other people. Look at Zion right now. You know, Zion got that hype when he was a younger kid, and some people just can never amount to it. But that's why you got to give LeBron so much credit. I agree. The work ethic.
That man has been put on Front Street since he was in 7th grade. He's the chosen one. He's this. He's that. LeBron James is by far the best NBA prospect ever. I'm not even talking about him going to the league, making it to the league. Like, before he got to the league, they was like, this kid is gonna be the best.
Yeah, they called him the king from the get-go. The king right away.
From the jump. From the jump. And then, like I said before, like as a youth, like I'm just like, yo, dude, like Kobe's the best. What are you talking about? Like, what? This dude's in the league, like, whatever. But then as you get older and you start to realize, like, yo, bro, wait, this dude ain't retired yet. Wait, this dude still ain't retired yet. Wait, this dude still ain't retired yet. And then as I'm saying that, he's averaging 28, 27. Yeah, he give you
the crazy thing
nights.
too. Like looking past like age 35, 36, like you got to see that Jordan on the Wizards, and to compare that Jordan to what we see with LeBron. LeBron's still a top 10 NBA player. You know what I mean? He could still go to any team and probably change them from being a shit team to competing for the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then just to top this shit off, he's been in the league so long, he is now on the same team as his son.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like if anything was going to sit there and be like, yo, you just do better than Jordan, and there's no disrespect to what you're talking about, Drew, because again, I like Jordan too, but Jeffrey Jordan was trash. Bronny's trash too. Don't get me wrong. But Bronny got drafted.
Wasn't good enough to get him in the league.
And that's exactly where I was going with it. Because Skip Bayless said it the other day. He was like, LeBron James is so good, he got his son drafted. Like Jordan was your airness. Sir Airness, this, that, and third. Jeffrey should have got drafted top 10 just because of his name.
What a conversation. What a conversation this has been. You know, we could legit talk all night with this. This was great. It was great having you on, Vaun. We'll be back with a bunch more. We're going to talk a bunch of other topics. You know, we're going to have Vaun back again, talking some more basketball. I'm sure the comments are going to be going crazy. How you bringing this guy in to talk basketball and he's putting Jordan 3? Because that's what we do. We love it, baby. We love it. We're bringing the controversy. Yo, it was great. We'll be back. Thanks for listening.
Let's go.